This past weekend, I spent the entire weekend painting. On Saturday, I worked on one of my oil paintings for the Art Series Challenge. And on Sunday, my youngest daughter and I took a watercolor class where we made seed packets. I made two. And I'll talk about in this video the power of play, where incorporating play into your art making practice can break down creative boundaries that you may have and help you create better art. Welcome to my channel. My name's Kim. I'm a 52-year-old Gen Xer, and I'm using my art history and marketing background to create an art business and a YouTube channel for people in their 40s, 50s, 60s, and beyond, where you can come together, find inspiration, and take a chance on your art. If you're new here, welcome. I hope you subscribe and stick around. And if you're returning, I'm so glad that you've come back. So let's talk about the class that my daughter and I took on Sunday. We've taken a couple of classes with Sue Bland, who I've mentioned in an earlier video of mine. We took her two Fearless watercolors classes, and this was an art play shop. It's how she approaches art making, incorporating a lot of playfulness and creating an experimentation. These incorporated different techniques that I usually use in my art making practice. And it really represented a creative shift and mindset, and something that I'll be incorporating more into my everyday art making. There is a lot of value to incorporate play into your art. When you work in a particular medium, you tend to get comfortable in that. Play reduces pressure and expectations. As I've said before, I don't work in watercolor a lot, and I definitely don't work in collage a whole lot. But when you work in a particular medium, you develop a signature style and technical expertise in one medium. Sometimes this comfort can lead to creative plateaus or predictable outcomes. But when you experiment, it reduces your fear of failure and judgment. It enhances your problem-solving abilities and creative thinking. I ran into some challenges in that I wanted to make a blurry, bokeh-looking background with pinks and yellows and greens and a touch of black. And when you do that in watercolor, it runs together and it creates this really muddy gray if you have too much water in your paint. So I had to find a way to deal with that challenge. So I incorporated collage, which I haven't done since elementary school. And we would watch Landscape Artist of the Year on BBC, and every time someone would be on there and they'd say that they were doing collage, it was always, oh, I hate collage. But it turns out I hate elementary school collage, where you just cut out pictures out of a magazine and glue them onto other pieces of paper. I took advantage of all the wide array of papers available and incorporated them in a way that it looked intentional instead of just covering up a mistake. So when you play, it helps us bypass your inner critic. You really don't have the pressure of making good art, which actually ends up leading to you making better art, because you're tapping into a different part of your brain that increases problem solving and creative thinking. And there's a freedom that comes with experimentation rather than production. Playing with a new medium isn't just fun, it's essential for artistic growth. It pushes you out of your comfort zone. So the play shop itself was in the beautiful Qu'Appelle Valley Arts Center in Fort Qu'Appelle, Saskatchewan. It's about a 45-minute drive from where we live down into the valley. And it was in this beautiful light-filled room, and around the room was this multitude of art making supplies. There are all these boxes of different papers and foil wrappers, and all separated by color. We were encouraged to bring our favorite watercolors or pencil crayons or markers. So we took watercolors, we have regular ones, we have the sparkly ones, we have Pigma pens. My daughter took her large collection of Copic markers, and we spent several hours just creating. So why seed packets? We could do a couple of these. One woman, she did, I think, 3 or 4 in the time that we were there. But so they're small, little manageable, bite-sized projects. But this the symbolism behind them is intentional, because seeds represent potential and possibility and really hope. So what we're going to be doing is taking all of these, making color copies of them, and sending them to Sue so that she can collect them and then distribute them to each of the people who took this class. So I incorporated not only collage, but a lot of text in these. The first one was more kind of normal facts and how these grow and the Latin names. But this one, I went a little more abstract with it, and layered paper and paint and ink, and went a little more philosophical with it. I found some quotes about sunflowers, that they're seen as symbols of faith and devotion, radiating positivity and hope. Their ability to turn toward the sun is seen as a metaphor for the human quest for enlightenment and self-realization. And really, that was what the goal was for this day, was to just bring some positivity and joy into our lives and have fun. So I'm going to be incorporating more playfulness into my everyday art making practice. Not everything has to be for an end goal. You can just create for the sake of creating and for the joy of creating. So try something that's outside of your comfort zone, whether it's making a seed packet or doing sketches or anything that just takes you into a more playful, fun part of your brain. Tell me in the comments below, what are your own experiences with creative play? Do you do things just for the sheer joy of it? And if not, would you consider doing that? And what kind of things would that be? So let me know in the comments below. I'm going to be doing some more of these videos like this. I have some oil sticks on order that I'm looking forward to getting back into working with those, which will be a slightly different approach to painting, drawing than my normal oil paints. So look forward to some more videos like this. I thank you for watching, and until next time, take care, and we'll talk soon.